someone's feeling depressed, what test should they take? Well, it really depends. Many opportunities for testing will look like, well, we want to understand what is the question that we're assessing. Is it just that the person is feeling depressed? Do we need to test them for that? Or is it that the depression is really impairing their ability to go to work, to go to school? Is it impairing their memory? It's really about the severity. So while you can do a really, really quick and simple test like the BDI, or I'm going to forget the name of it. I think it's PQH9. I always mix the letters. You can give those are self-report questionnaires. But to really understand, like, say, for example, someone who has had major depression for a really long time and they've kind of learned to function with it to some degree, you might want to understand how it's impacting their ability to retain memory, or how they are managing from day to day. Are they learning new things? Are they sleeping? Because it's not just the depression, it's all of those symptoms, the lack of sleep, the inability to focus, and a lot of those symptoms sometimes overlap with other diagnoses. So we would want to think about what the symptoms are, think about the severity of those symptoms, and then think about how many of those symptoms go across other diagnoses before we determine what tool we want to use, or multiple tools. Hopefully that answers your questions. But, I personally like to use questionnaires that cover more than one area. For example, I really like the SCL90 as a screener. Because it does help to assess whether depression is on the table, whether there's psychotic thinking, whether there's high anxiety. And then I can really narrow down, like, oh, okay, I see that we have a pattern here. Let's talk about this. Oftentimes, people don't share everything in that first intake meeting, and they don't always, I don't want to say come in honestly, because they're not lying. They're just not always sharing